Those Damn Ross Kids is a podcast for adults, and the opinions we express do not reflect the opinions of our employers or even ourselves. If you would like to support the show, go to Duckfeed.tv/tipjar and check out our Patreon campaign.
I was ready, but then I had to book a trip.
Yeah. Where to?
Portland.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to Portland too.
You are?
Yeah.
Huh.
When are you going?
Around October or something. What?
Oh, like the
19th?
Like the 20th through the 22nd, thereabouts?
Yes.
Oh, cool. You're going to be there.
Oh, well, I'm going the 19th through the 23rd.
Right. You know, same here. No, I'm going to be there for the Portland Retro Games Expo. Are you going to be around?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You want to meet up?
Yeah, let's do that. I don't know a time yet, but it's cool you're going to be there.
Cool.
I'll be there too.
All right.
Okay, do you want to take that again?
What?
Oh, I thought we were doing a promo.
Oh. Is that what that is?
Maybe.
Oh, wow. So that's how they make deep cuts.
Those Damn Ross Kids, a conversation between brothers, featuring Kris and Kole Ross.
Yep. You got a lot of travel going on.
Yeah, been around. Been doing stuff. Went to ATL.
Hot Atlanta.
Georgia with them Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah, all those peaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all free.
Georgia. I think
it was good. I went to the childhood home of what's the guy from the day I don't work in January?
The Reverend King?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You went
the joke on 30 Rock, remember Jack's mom calls Martin Luther King Day that day in January when the banks are closed.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway, I went to the birth home and the original home church of Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. It was a hilarious trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of comedy in there.
You're telling me
really lots of really funny stuff in those KKK exhibits.
Yeah, I can imagine. You have to do something. Might as well laugh. It's kind of like I was about to say. It's kind of like when we went to the Freedom Museum here in Cincinnati, but that wasn't really funny either.
No, it was not.
No,
and
pretty grim. The replicas of the slave ships and stuff. It's a cool museum. Just it's a somber affair.
Yeah, but some funny stuff did happen there.
When you were
and actually some of this in because like the way that it is the place it's like a Martin Luther King Jr. block because the church is on the corner and then there's a few houses or whatever and then it's his birth home and then his tomb's there, so it's like a half a city block,
right?
And it's all up along the street, and it's managed by the National Park Service. But
it's like in the middle of a city.
Yeah, it's in it's in the middle of the city. So we're walking we walk to the place. We're going in into the block basically. And look down at the ground, and there's a 9mm bullet, not an expended, like a fired bullet. The thing that would go in you and make you bleed is
the part of the bullet that you eat, i.e., the lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it had hit like the street of the wall. So you're like, oh my God, there's people that drive through here just firing guns, and so anyway, you keep going, and there's lots of people using crack, and lots of homeless people, and there's just park rangers with guns standing out in front of the place, guarding them from all the crack babies and stuff.
Right.
And so on one side of the street there's there's the original church, and then the original church it got old, and they it wouldn't take the amount of people that needed. So they built in 1999. They built a church right across the street, which is the new church. Blah blah blah.
It's the Disneyland church.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really not that big, but
right.
It's big. It's not the Crystal Cathedral.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, all those bullets flying around. Be back
right.
for the glass.
Right. So, we talked to one of the park rangers and we're like, hey, what's going on here? Isn't this like kind of a sacred place? Maybe not so much crack and bullets and stuff. And he's bullets. And he said, yeah, we found a bullet on the street. and he's like, so the guy that was with me, he pulls out the bullet out of his pocket.
Oh, he kept it?
Ranger, yeah. So it's just the park ranger. He's like, yeah, we found this bullet down there on the street. And the park ranger says, in the future, when you find bullets on the street, you should probably call someone, not pick it up.
Yeah, because he goes tampered with a crime scene. If we ever investigated it, we probably won't.
Probably won't.
Yeah.
So he says, so yeah, don't pick it up. And then the park ranger says, but I'm really surprised you didn't see any blood there. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
That makes lots of sense.
Yeah. I mean,
and yeah,
it's like they say, where there's smoke, there's blood.
Right. So then you cross the street and you go to the new church part, and they have a gift shop, of course. And so walk into the gift shop and there's a guy like a skinny, bald headed, like probably early 60s black guy, and so we walk in, and the gift shop's very Afrocentric, and right. So I said, hey, we're just visiting. I said, kind of surprised that you got all this horrible stuff going on down here. I said, I would have thought that people would have been a little bit more, aware.
Right.
And
if there was like one place where the struggle nominally wouldn't be continuing, it would be around this kind of rarefied ground.
Right. So the guy looks up from a magazine that he's reading, and instead of saying, well, if moron is here, mm-hmm. then but he says, looks at me and he says, brother, you were in the hood.
Do you think he was putting on that on just to get a rise out of you?
No. He was like, yeah, it's like everyone's on crack.
Yeah.
It's a horrible place.
Yeah.
And and I said, so, maybe could you tell me what maybe the church is doing about that?
Right.
Like that seems like it would be a pretty good mission for
be a cornerstone,
Right. And he said, well, they got to come to us.
Okay.
And that was it. So
yeah,
I think just trying to maybe just forget that that's happening around them.
Huh.
But one of the other takeaways from the actual museum part was that there were things that were in the museum that I was trying to figure out, like how someone thought to save it.
Yeah, you sent me a picture of like the key to the room where he was shot, like the balcony.
Yeah, the room he was staying in.
Right.
The actual hotel key.
Right.
Or like this rickety wagon, like mule team wagon that they carried his casket through Atlanta, I think.
Yeah.
After he was, assassinated. Just things that you're like, okay, well, yeah, plausibly they would have survived history, but who would have thought to just say these seemingly innocuous things that show up at some point down the road?
I mean,
of significance. You know what I mean?
There's a certain kind of person who, you just kind of know they're going to have a museum dedicated to them, and it's like, okay, Martin Luther King would have been one of them,
Yeah, I mean, aside from myself, he's the next person I would think.
Right, and sitting presidents and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a little bit like I've talked about this before, but the rush as soon as somebody dies to go to their Wikipedia page to change everything to the past tense.
Oh man.
Yeah. Like, Alec Baldwin was.
Now I'm gonna
do.
Now I know what I'm gonna do with my life.
But it's remarkable how quick that happens, and I wonder if that's the case. But there are people who are hovering right around every single one of these figures, kind of like looking to like hop on history as soon as it happens, right?
Sure.
So I could see that. I'm not terribly surprised. I don't know who today is going to be the next person to get that, because King existed in this weird kind of singular time. It'd be kind of cool to go to the Malcolm X Museum, actually, just to compare the two of them. No, but like it's probably going to be someone shitty like Elon Musk or something like that who gets the next museum.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, they're gonna fire him out of an open-ended hypertube into space. He'll achieve orbit.
Sounds like they're gonna sell him at Walmart in the fragrance section.
Elon's Musk.
No, you're gonna for a night out. I choose Elon Musk.
Oh, as opposed to like Jovan Musk or whatever.
I guess. I don't know. Is that a thing?
Is that Jovan or Jovan?
I don't know.
I think that's like an old man cologne.
Javion?
Yeah, Javier's Musk. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cool that you got to see that. Like, was the museum cool aside from all the improbable relics?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of old and rickety, honestly. But one of the things that I thought of when I was there was, this would be please, this is not a threat. Okay. This would be a really good place for all these psycho white supremacists to blow up.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
All right.
And there's not really, because if that was your thing, if that was your jam, if that was your enemy, right? If that was your evil elephant in the room.
Yeah, I think they're more focused on hurting existing black people.
Right, but you symbolically, as well as the many African Americans who were in the museum at the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought there should be more security.
Right. Like it seems like it would be a probable target.
But here's the deal. It's in Georgia, right? Right. So we live in Ohio, and so we maybe didn't think that all that KKK supremacist shit really existed anymore.
Right.
Because it wasn't on the news.
Yeah, until it became part of the news, yeah.
And maybe it just never really went away down there. So they're just kind of, this is the normal.
Oh, yeah.
This is the normal climate for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that maybe. Oh. But like it's Atlanta, like it's in the greater Atlanta area. I don't know. I have no reckon on the South, which is unfortunate. So I can't say that. Like you're probably right though, that it's not like, oh, all of a sudden everybody cares about this and is telling us how to run our shit, but like it's been our reality every day for 150 years.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, hey, this is why would we increase security just because you know about it in Ohio?
Yeah.
What, you think you're the only person who wakes up in the morning wishing they were someone else?
Oh, jeez. Did you go see anything else, or was it all just your work thing?
Went to their new baseball stadium and
see the Braves.
Yeah. Well, it got rained out, so.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh well. And what else? What was the other thing?
You saw a shitload of people evacuating from Irma.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All those people that had the money to leave.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm happy you made it back. What's that?
I said I'm going to spill some liquor for those homies.
Yeah, that sucks. Huh. Hey, Chris, what episode is this?
What is it?
It's 212.
212.
Yeah.
That's a number, right? 212 degrees Fahrenheit. What happens? What happens at 212?
Fahrenheit 420. You get blazed. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what 212 means. I mean, it's a palindrome.
What?
a palindrome?
Okay. Is that like an instrument?
Yeah. It's what that guy from Jamiroquai plays. It's on his head. No, it's the same forward as backwards. So 2-2-1-2, and then 2-1-2 the other way.
Cool. So it's episode number 212 of the sometimes comedy podcast, Those Damn Ross Kids.
You asked me to fucking explain it. What's your name?
I'm Kris.
I'm Kole. We're here to entertain your asses. The race car is a palindrome.
Okay.
Same forwards as backwards.
Uh-huh.
Swimming pool. Same forward as backwards.
Okay.
That was quick.
So here's the deal. You got a gun to your head. Someone is going to blow your brains out.
Okay.
You have to choose between one of these two options. All right? You are going to get a dick tattoo. It's just a matter of which one you want.
Do I have control of where?
No, because it's going to be a graduated dick tattoo, meaning that
it's going to have a little mortarboard on. It's going to be ejaculating a degree.
Okay, so there's going to be hash marks along it that signify some sort of measure, right?
Okay.
So, would your dick tattoo? Would you prefer the measure to be volume or length?
See, I like volume because it implies a third dimension.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I want it to be a graduated cylinder. Because length, I mean, whatever. That might be more useful because you could use it as a ruler as long as your skin elasticity stayed the same and you didn't gain or lose weight, right?
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't think yours would be like a graduated cylinder. It would be more like a fun straw.
Yeah, it'd be more like a pixie stick. Yeah.
I'm talking about all those twists and turns.
Right. Yeah, no, I want to get that. I would go for volume because it implies a third dimension that is not necessarily present on the tattoo itself.
So there's a lot of bite.
When did you think of that, and why did you think it was appropriate?
I was waiting on a train while I was on my last trip.
Yeah,
and that came into my head.
How about you? Do you have a reckon one way or another?
No, I don't have an opinion on it.
No,
okay. No, I don't. I then quickly moved on to why there was never a male strip club called the Package Store. And then shortly after that, it was Troy McClure. You may remember me from such crying orgasms as last night. That's right. I'm sorry. I always cry when I come.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a reflex at this point.
Thinking about my dead dad. I can't squirt without thinking about Pops.
Oh, Pops.
Oh, Pops. I can't squirt without thinking about you.
Can't squirt without thinking about Pops. What? Huh. Yeah, that's
Pops has the keys to my squirt.
So that's funny. The package store. I always thought that the best name for a bar that primarily served homosexual gentlemen would be called the Fellowship.
Yeah, I know.
Nautically themed.
I've heard this. Yeah.
But then I started working where I work, and there's a gay bar across the street. I work down by the river. That is called the Dock, which is pretty good. If you're talking about
where do you work? Did you work at the van?
Yep, I work at the van down by the dock, down by the river.
I work at the van store.
Yeah. I work at the van store across from the dock down by the river.
Down by the river.
Yeah, I shot my baby. Yeah. It's it's pretty good. I've never been in there. They sell their parking, which is pretty strange. People will park at the dock for $30 a month and then walk to the bus to go to work downtown.
Park at a dock to ride the bus.
Yep. when they decide not to steal parking from my building, the cretins. I get angry when I see that. Somebody parking in my parking lot and then just walk into the bus stop as if that was free, as if they weren't taking spots from good, honest people like me.
Yeah, God knows you don't need the steps.
No, I always park at the same spot as far away from the building as I can, but still.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine you actually sticking to a routine.
I always park at the same spot. It's always empty, and there are never any cars around. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, you're not a creature of habit, Cole.
No, I'm more of an agent of chaos, I would say. I'm kind of like the Joker or Jared Leto's The Joker.
How many times do you flip the light switch, and then how many times do you spin the chair before you podcast?
But I don't have any light switches anymore.
Oh wait, why are you fucking house setting for the Jetsons?
I never use them, so.
Oh, okay.
I have them taped over so nobody comes in and turns off my lights, so I can't control them by my voice.
Where I live, we don't need switches.
No, so we've evolved past it.
Wouldn't that be an awesome campaign if you got like an NBA player and that was endorsing Samsung smart home stuff?
Yeah,
and it just ends with him saying, "Man, switches are for bitches."
It'd be pretty good. I just shame them into upgrading to the future.
Punk bitches.
Hey, Chris, you got a story?
Oh, I think I told a few.
Okay, do you want me to do one?
No. Here's one. So right now, as we're doing this, as we're talking, the Hurricane Irma is about to hit and slam Florida.
We're recording it like the Saturday before it makes landfall. On Sunday morning, yeah.
Right. So in keeping with that, I thought, it makes you think about why people stay. It makes you think about, why don't people evacuate for their own safety?
Yeah, they can't afford to stay, or they don't want to abandon their home because if they leave it,
there's a lot of reasons, right? But without starting some sort of socioeconomic inequity conversation.
No, it was just people know. People have heard all the talking heads talking about. We don't need to add more to that, but go ahead.
Right. So I think it makes you think about different ways that would be horrible to die. And so if this headline caught me. It said the strongest landfall in U.S. history was the Great Labor Day Hurricane, whose 185-mile-an-hour winds walloped Florida's Upper Keys in 1935.
Mm-hmm.
The winds in the storm were so powerful that it actually sandblasted clothing off of people who got caught in the wind.
Holy shit.
Some people were literally sandblasted to death.
Oh, that's awful. They just had the skin flensed from their bones by the blowing sand?
Yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. I never heard of that. Ever.
Yeah.
From anywhere. Not even like, we're desert or whatever.
Right.
Never heard of anyone being sandblasted to death.
Yeah. I mean, that's fucked up.
Want it to get sadder?
Sure. Why not?
259 of the 423 bodies that were found after this storm were all World War I veterans.
Oh, Jesus.
Who were constructing an overseas highway while living in government camps.
I thought you were going to say they were kids. You somehow made it sadder.
Kids found a child found all of the bodies.
Oh yeah, every single one.
Every one of them were all found by kids.
There's another one.
Is that how people spoke in 35?
No, just a little kid. Little kid was fucking just learn to talk. God damn it.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that was another thing. I got on the elevator and this guy was Skyping, or he was FaceTiming with this kid on his phone. Kid was about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And the kid calls on FaceTime, and the guy answers while in the elevator, and the kid is right up on the camera, has it right up in his face, and he says, "Dad, why are you still at an elevator in Atlanta?"
We talked about this, Dad.
What? Did our intervention mean nothing, Dad? You know what? I can't even look at you. When you get your shit together.
you sicken me, Dad.
Oh, don't look at me.
You're supposed to be keeping me. You're supposed to be keeping me honest.
I'm not supposed to be the parent.
I grew up too fast. Yeah. This is a thing from another podcast, I guess. I heard about it somewhere, but there are YouTube channels of people reviewing elevators. Like, there are notable elevators throughout the world, and they will go to them and they will film their trip up and discuss. They just talk about the ride, how smooth it is, how quick it is, and they will upload it. There's a whole elevator community. Think of it like a sadder version of Train Spotting.
Wow. Yeah. A dead baby.
A different kind of Train Spotting.
Blue in a crib.
Ugh.
A
Requiem for
I'm making a sequel. What other kind of Train Spotting is there, Cole? Do trains lift weights? Is that how they pull such? Is that they train?
Yeah. That's how Thomas got swole.
One more. You got one more in you.
Jesus.
Put out.
Huh. But yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, like they always whenever they talk about how strong these storms are going to be, they talk about the leaderboard, right? Like for Florida, they can't go 5 minutes without talking about Hurricane Andrew. The 1935 one pops up. Like, they just always have these.
Yeah, but they don't tell you people are sandblasted to death.
No, and I think that would be a relevant detail. You don't want to well, maybe you do want to freak people out, but yeah, that's a detail. I'd be curious about the mechanics of that, because I think of sandblasting, I think of like stripping paint off of a shed door, not killing somebody. Like, Anton Chigurh didn't go up to somebody and flip a coin and then just like, all right, well, you're gonna be real smooth when I'm done with you. His classic line from No Country for Sandblasters.
No, is that how that worked?
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you know what doxing is?
Doxing?
Doxing. It has nothing to do with the bar near my place of work.
Okay. I have no idea what.
It's an internet term for finding and posting the personal details of somebody on the internet. So, like, this was a big deal. Like, you may have heard, like, back in Gamergate, all the people would post, like, the address of some, of like a female game developer, game writer, or something like that. Just kind of with the intention of, like, kind of ruining their shit, and to draw attention to them, get people to make threats, etc., etc. It's just like, it's generally one of the shittier things that somebody can do to somebody online. Okay. Would you believe it if I told you that there is an ongoing multi-year feud, a central portion of which, or a core component of which, is John Popper from Blues Traveler doxing a fan? John Popper won't stop posting aerial photographs of Forrest Rutherford's house.
What else is John Popper going to be doing?
I don't know. Blowing harp.
Can somebody give this man a job so he'll quit?
So, John Popper, he is a real, vanity searcher on Twitter. I admit I'll do the same. But whenever anybody talks about John Popper, boom, at Blues Traveler swoops in and responds. Okay, so you can't subtweet the guy. He's gonna start swinging in. There was this whole deal several years ago where somebody on like BuzzFeed or something like that posted about this rumor that went around that is based around this joke that John Popper, like, he lost a bunch of weight. He told Behind the Music or something, I lost all that weight because I couldn't masturbate without getting exhausted and having to stop. Which, there are a lot of lines in the sands, but that's one of them, And this has kind of followed him around. It's like his Richard Gere and the Gerbils thing, except, like, he said it. Even if it was a joke, he said it, and, whatever, he has to live with that.
Okay.
This guy commented on one of the tweet threads saying blah, blah, blah. Oh, you were too fat to jerk off. Lol. Just kind of being shitty on Twitter. And for years and years, John Popper has been hitting him with everything that he has, posting, like actually revealing this guy, like he was posting it honestly, or revealing this guy's full name, posting aerial photographs, like satellite photographs from Google Maps, along with his address for all of his fans. Like it went away for a while, and then a Twitter bot retweeted one of those things in his name. John Popper was like, oh, wait a minute, I thought we had a truce. Fuck this guy, and did it again. He just keeps doing it. On his Facebook post, he said I was a danger to his family and a stalker. That caused some comments in the post, and there were death threats, said Rutherford. So Popper is getting his fans to believe that Rutherford is threatening and stalking him.
Trump, man.
What's that?
I said Trump, man.
Like, are you saying that if Trump wasn't in politics, this is what he'd be doing?
Right.
Yeah.
This is what he will be doing when he's not in politics.
Right. In a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If there is a God.
Oh, and also a Blues Traveler fan threatened to send a member of the Mexican mafia to his house.
I'm gonna cut you.
I carve my name into your stomach.
Oh, it's gonna be delightful.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
It's what? Can you chant that for the everything's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be fine. Everything fine. Everything fine.
That'd be a pretty good app, actually. To put out. It's just a button that you press that says everything's going to be fine, and you can pay a certain amount of money to upload a clip of yourself saying everything's going to be fine, and then it's just randomized every time. So it's people from around the world telling you everything's going to be fine.
Or could you do a live everything is going to be fine? So you actually log into the app and then it bloops you and says, hey, somebody needs to be told that everything's going to be fine.
Yup. Well, you pay extra for that. Like you pay,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. An extra service where you can actually get a live. So, and then maybe, you pay celebrities to be there randomly.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So you could pay Lance Bass like $8 an hour to
move him back up, climbing that ladder again.
Right.
Bass is back.
Just to be there to tell you everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, so sometimes a canned message isn't enough. Sometimes, well, and that's that's kind of the gamble. Like you never know if you're going to get somebody who's like in the break room at work responding to his bloop so he can make 50 cents and say everything's going to be fine. Like occasionally you're going to get a Lance Bass who's going to come out and say like, hey, everything is going to be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a chance, So you promote it and you say, hey, between the hours of 8 and 11 on Monday, Katy Perry will be answering everything's going to be fine things.
Katy Perry's probably a big get. Let's start with Amanda Bynes and then see how things go.
What about Haley Duff? That's a thing, right?
Hillary Duff?
Hillary, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we could get Hillary Duff.
Haley.
Oh, Haley's her cousin.
Hey, what happened to American Dad on Netflix? Why did they do that?
A shitload of Fox stuff was pulled off so they could put it on, I think, Hulu exclusively.
Do I need to get Hulu?
Maybe. They took Bob's Burgers off of there, which is a big deal for me.
Off of Netflix or Hulu?
Off of Netflix.
Do you have Hulu?
No, I don't. I have Netflix and what's the other thing I have? Amazon and HBO.
Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah. Gots to get my John Oliver.
Good work.
Yeah. Hey, you got a story?
Okay. What do I want to do? All right, let's end this on a high note. I have to read this verbatim, so you just bear with me, okay?
Okay.
All right. The story is about the worst Tinder date in history. Two British people were on a date when the woman reportedly went to use her date's bathroom, only to soon find herself in the most terrifying situation. her shit wouldn't flush.
Oh no! Oh no!
So she went to plan B.
What kind of monster doesn't keep a plunger next to the toilet?
Right.
Continue.
She went to plan B. She decided to remove the shit from the toilet, wrapping it in toilet paper and tossing it out the window. Okay.
All right. Yeah, it's it's kind of like a war story. It's something that you do with the hopes that you never have to speak about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to continue with this and tossing it out the window and perhaps less explicitly telling her date that she did it.
Well, oh no.
So she explains in the GoFundMe campaign.
Hey, have you noticed that your begonias are kind of funky? Well, okay. So now GoFundMe campaign's in the mix.
Yeah,
okay.
That's in the mix. So she says, I was understandably concerned, but suggested that they go outside and retrieve it in the trash and pretend the whole sorry affair had never happened. But the plan was thwarted by a, quote, design quirk in which the bathroom window was made up of two non-opening windows, and the feces was stuck in there.
Wait, so she went to throw, and she just hit the window, and it stayed inside?
Exactly. It was caught in between two windows.
How?
So I don't quite know how that works, but the gist of it is that the shit is now in a place where it can be seen and smelled, but it has to, like, you have to climb out on a ledge to try to rectify the situation. So this lady, she decided to climb in headfirst from the top of the window and reach to the bottom to retrieve the shit.
Okay.
But then she got stuck. So there she is, stuck between these two windows on this ledge with a bag of her own shit on a first date.
All right.
Okay.
If I can Monday morning quarterback here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so they had to call the firefighters. Firefighters broke the window, and so then they made a GoFundMe campaign to let this poop lady
pay for replacing the window.
Pay for the repair.
How much does that cost?
Like $400.
Yeah. Huh. Did they make it?
Yeah, they're up to 2,500, so it's good. I'm sorry. I guess I thought I led with the lead, and your lead was. So how'd the GoFundMe turn out?
No, I get annoyed sometimes. Yeah. So, how's your Dumb and Dumber fan film going?
I don't even know,
Harry.
I just could have, wow.
It just sometimes it gets away from you. Sometimes your eye's a little bit bigger than your stomach. You don't think things entirely through. But I mean, if you're in an emergency, like, you're just trying to, for God's sake, you're just trying to solve the first problem and hoping the second one will follow, right?
I'm just trying to do my best.
I'm just doing my fucking job here, okay?
All right.
As opposed to the actual thing you might want to do, which is like saying, "Hey, listen, I'm mortified, but is there a plunger in your apartment that I can use? Because, well, it's your fault because you took me to that restaurant and I should have told you, but
I don't like Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex does not like me even."
So would it have been worse if the firefighters had to be called because she got her arm stuck in the toilet from trying to push the shit in?
That'd be pretty bad. That'd be pretty bad. So are they married now?
I don't think so.
I mean, this is a relationship tried and tested in fire, proven on the internet for everything to.
Tested by firefighters.
Baptized in shit like Andy Dufresne.
Right.
She crawled through 4 feet of that shit-smelling garbage.
I just,
Pressure and time.
This has been Those Damn Ross Kids.
That's a shitty pop dream, Andy. Foreshadowing.
Oh, man. Do you want me to tell them what they can do?
Please.
If you're in the PNW, that's what us locals call the Pacific Northwest, I encourage you to come out to the Portland Retro Games Expo, because not only will I be there, which, whatever, fuck that, Kris is going to be there.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. It's going to be fun. That is October, I think, 20th through the 22nd. Watch out for fireballs.com or our social media stuff for details about the meetup. We know we're going to do one. We just want to pin down the time, etc. But yeah, it's going to be cool.
It's going to be cool.
Other than that, please leave a rating and review for the show on Apple Podcasts and check out patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. Am I forgetting anything, Kris?
You got it.
Sorry, America.
Hashtag everything is going to be fine. Hashtag blessed.
All right.